Hello, welcome to episode 203 of the Datapack series for version 1.2.1.4. We're doing a return teleport item. What does it do? And also, this one's from an idea by Zeno Kami. So I've got a few of them. I've got three here. We can shift and crouch. That's just so we don't right click it by accident. And if it's empty, like this one is, boom, we'll save some coordinates. And now we have returner with data, and these two are empty. Okay, and then we can just shift and use it to go back to where we got the coordinates from. So we can do that. But we can also, let's go somewhere different. Let's stand on here. We can shift it like that. But if we have an empty one in our offhand, what we can do is we can shift, right click, and copy the data across. So now I've got two with the same data. So I can use one, teleport back there, and then rather than having to make another one every single time, I could get myself a spare and just put it into my offhand and bonk, copy the data across. So I kind of like that idea because I could rename this one sort of master, and it said, well, this will teleport me to that block there. And then whenever I want to teleport there, I could go and dig out an empty one, copy the coordinates across, thump, teleport there, and I've still got the master left. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be a two-parter, mainly time constraints, because we shouldn't be too long. Famous last words. But why am I picking that up? I don't know. It's just adding to the time. Let's get on and build it now. And I don't need to. I don't need to empty the data pack or anything because I've already done that. So if I do a reload, bump, we should find that nothing works anymore. Well, I can't just do give. That's not going to work. Yeah, nothing works. All the functions are empty. So let's start filling them in. Right, here we are. So we're gonna set up everything, and we're going to get to as far as storing the coordinates. And then next time we will do the teleport effect and the copying effect. So let's start with let's get the easy things out of the way. Let's get this predicate is sneaking out of the way. Let's pop over to Misode. Misode, where are you? Where are you? There you are. A predicate, yes, we're on 1.2.1.4. We will do entity properties. We will do this. We will do predicate. We will check a flag, and we will check if we are sneaking true. We are done. There we go. I always like that one. It's nice and quick. Okay, I'm just rearranging some icons at the bottom so they're in my normal order. And I still gone to the wrong place. Let's put that into there. Okay, now we can check if the player is sneaking. Cool. Bye-bye. Let's do the load as well, because we need a... Did I put a cooldown? Yes, I do. I do want a cooldown. I do. Scoreboard objectives. Add cooldown. A dummy. And let's set it so we've got some settings to change as well. Scoreboard. Players. Set. Let's come up with probably something. Default is what I often use. For testing packs, we'll set the cooldown to 20. This is really just a sort of an anti-spam cooldown. It's not to stop the player, you have to wait 5 minutes, just so they don't use more than one at a time. Okay, that's done. I suppose give first, because if we don't have one, we can't use it. Now, I am going to be using the old line splitter trick, where at the end of a line, you put a space and you put a backslash. So I'm going to copy those. X. I'm going to use that a bit. So I'm going to have a give at S an emerald. And we will open up. Now normally I'll put my coordinates, normally I put my components in there. But we're using a line splitter, so I'm going to just split that onto the next line. And we will say Minecraft item name equals bibbly-bob inside the bibbly-bobs. Apostrophes. Sorry, they're it'd probably be easier for you to follow along if I tell you what I'm actually typing. They are apostrophes, they're not bibbly-bobs. We'll call it returner. That looks okay. Let's put a comma because we're going to have something else. Let's do that. Next line. So the reason I like this is each component is going to be on its own line. That's going to make it much easier to read. So let's also add some Minecraft custom data equals, open and close that. Inside there, let's call it return true. comma. Let's put another new line. What should we have next? We want to be able to do right-click detection, so we'll need a food, Minecraft food component. The food component will be unhappy if it doesn't have saturation. It will also be unhappy if it doesn't have nutrition, I believe. We're not actually going to be able to eat this because we're going to have a long consume time, so it doesn't matter what you set those to. We will set can always eat to true. We don't want them to be able to only teleport when they're hungry. It's an interesting idea, but we're not going to do it. Comma, because we're going to have another line. I don't like the way it puts that thing there. If I start typing, will that go away? Minecraft, yeah, you can see, good. We'll have the consumable. And in here, we just want the consume seconds. I think it used to be called eat seconds. Let's set that really high. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so 1,000,000 seconds. And I'm going to set the max stack size as well. So let's get another one. Minecraft max stack. There you are, you're there for me already. And we'll just set that to 1. And then we'll put another. This is the last one, so we don't need a comma, but we'll have another one of those. Okay. Now you can see why I like using these line splitters. It's because this is so much easier to read. I just go down the list and I just say, oh, item name, custom data, food, consumable. Much nicer. Let's save that. Let's close it in the hopes that we've got it all correct. Let's do a reload. That button there, just in case you've forgotten or you haven't seen the video before, it's just running the reload command. There is literally just a command block running reload under there. Okay. Let's functionify ourselves and do admin give. That looks good. It's called a returner. Let's do a data get entity myself selected item. We've got components, item name returner, max stack size 1, food, yes, custom data, yeah, consumable, yeah, and count and ID. Cool, that looks good. Right, let's go back. So that's the give done. Let's do an advancement. Yeah, look at the poor advancement. He's all red. He's don't forget me. Let's do the advancement so we can detect the right click. Misode, obviously. Let's go over to Misode. So much easier. Let's go to advancements. Let's go. What are we going to call it? We'll call it use return. That's a good name for it. We'll say yeah. Now, our trigger will be using an item. Conditions. Now, normally, I think Gal Sergi would tell me to, don't check the player, just check the item itself. But I only want this to work if it's in the main hand. So I think the way I'm going to do it is if I check the player and I check their equipment and I say check their main hand, because I never want them to be able to use it in their offhand. Because if it's in their offhand, maybe we want to copy the data across or something. So this is only going to be used in their main hand. That's why I'm doing it this way. So I think this is the right way to do it. And we want to check a component, but we want to do a predicate check on the component. And we will check for the custom data, which we called return, if you remember. And we will save that as a boolean and we'll say true. Now I had problems with this object thing before. It seemed to be just me. I cleared the website cache and reset all the data from the website, all the cookies and everything. That seemed to fix it. So if you have that problem, do that. Rewards, we're going to run a function. Bibbly 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 boo. There we go. Okay, let's copy that. Yoink. Let's put it over here. Let's stick it in there. Now, my advancement is called use return. The criteria I called use return. This is what I tend to normally do, if it's only got one criteria, that is. And the function it's going to run is also called use return. I like to do that because it makes it very obvious who goes with what. Okay, you're going to run that. So we right click. It's going to say, do you have return true? Let's have a look at our give command. And we can see in custom data, we have put return true on it. So that should be all right. If you do, go off to use return. Okay, let's put something in use return so we can actually do a test. Oh, you're a long one. Let's revoke the advancement. Advancement, revoke. Myself. only start typing my namespace, use return, and let's just say hi. Okay, let's go back. Let's do a reload. Now, if I right click, we get spammed with hi. Cool, great. Nice. Apparently it's nice. Okay, I only want it to work if the player's sneaking. That's just sort of like an extra check. I could imagine if the player accidentally right-clicked, oh no, I've teleported when I didn't want to. And that was my last gem. Now I'm miles away from home and I can't get back or something. So we're going to put the shift check in there just to make it a little bit safer. What we could do is and I might change it later, because what we're going to do is, after we've made this in 2 parts, I'm then going to update it to 1.25 and add it to my Dataland series. What I might do is make it so you have to eat the gem to teleport. That way, it'd be very hard to do it by accident. That's an interesting idea, just thought of that. But anyway, let's exit unless we're sneaking. So exit unless predicate is sneaking. That's nice and easy, isn't it? Run, return, fail. So we're just going to leave this. We're just going to leave this function. We're not going to do anything else. We will do another say hi just to check that. Okay, so I'm not sneaking. I'm right clicking. Nothing's happening. If I sneak, yum. Okay. Okay, let's do the cooldown. We're going to use the tickless cooldown because I think this is a great way to do the anti-spam. No ticking necessary for this. I think it's perfect. So we're going to execute, store the result as a score. We need a fake player. I'm just going to call them fake player. Why not? Let's just call them fake player. And because I haven't put the little hash sign in the beginning of their name, we could actually see this on the sidebar. Doesn't really matter. Cooldown. Even though it was right there in front of me, I completely forgot how to spell cooldown. Run, time, query, and we want to query the game time. So that's going to get the game time. Now we will execute, give score, and we want to check the player's score. The player's cooldown is greater than the fake player's cooldown. We will run, return, fail, and let's update the player's cooldown and add on our default cooldown, which we set in our load function. We set it to 20. So we will set the player's cooldown to the fake player's cooldown. So scoreboard, players, operation, @s cooldown equals fake player's cooldown. And then we'll add on the default cooldown, scoreboard, players, operation @s cooldown plus equals, which means it's going to equal itself plus the default cooldown. And now let's put a say hi. Okay. Let's go back, do a little test. So I should, obviously nothing if I'm standing up, but if I'm sneaking, I should be able to hold the mouse button down and we should get here we go, because we've got it set to 20. If we go to our load and our settings, there we go, we could change it there, so we could set it to 5 if we wanted. And now if I sneak, bing, 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 nice. Okay. I think 20 is a reasonable amount. It's very unlikely the player is going to want to teleport and then within 1 second teleport again, so it's not going to cause them any problems. Right. Load, don't need you. We're finishing off return. Let's get rid of the advancement. We don't need that. Is there a return gem in the player's offhand? Okay. Let's execute if items entity myself weapon offhand. Now we could specify the item where we are using an emerald, so we could type Minecraft emerald here, or I could just say any item, but it must have Minecraft custom data. Minecraft custom data tilde not equals return true. It's a bit dark in my room. I'm finding it hard to see the keyboard. I should have turned the lights up. Okay, so you found it. If you do find it, then run return. So we're going to leave this function, but before we leave, let's just run another function. Let's run the function gem in offhand. Let's save that. And in gem in offhand, let's just stick a little, say, gem in offhand. Let's save that. Okay, we could do a little test on that. Let's go back. Let's do a reload. Obviously, there's not going to be a gem in my offhand if I've only got one. So let's nothing if I'm crouching. That's expected because we took away the high. Let's put one in the offhand. Gem in offhand. Okay, so it knows there's a gem there. So it might be thinking, ooh, do you want to copy something across? Okay. And we'll do that next time. Let's go back. Does the return gem in the player's main hand have data? Okay, so if it does have data, then I suppose we want to go off and teleport. Yeah, okay. So actually, let's copy this. Execute. Put it back. First thing first, we're checking the main hand this time. And the custom data I want to check is going to be a little bit different. I want to check for return full. And what we're going to do is when we save the data to the gem or the emerald or the item, we're going to also add some custom data saying return full. So this will know that it's got some data on there. I suppose we could just check the data, but I like doing this. Run return function, gem in offhand? No, we want to run a different function. We will run gem has data. Let's go in there and we'll just say gem has data. There we go. Okay. Now, if we've made it this far, then we don't have one in the offhand and we don't have any data. So we want to store where we are. So let's clear some storage. Let's do a data modify storage. No, it's not modify. Data remove. That's how you do it. What do I normally use for temporary data? I think I just ID temp, and we'll say player data. Now from the player I want to get the X, the Y, the Z, and the dimension. Now, every time you get one thing from the player, you have to get everything. And that's the slowest thing you can do in any command. So, I need to get 4 things, which means I have to access the player's data 4 times. But we can make it a little bit quicker. Actually, probably considerably quicker, considering how much you want to get. If you only want to get one thing, just copy the data directly. If you want to get more than one thing, what you can do is data modify storage. ID temp, yeah. Player data, and I'm going to say full, and I'm going to set from entity add s. Even if we only wanted one thing, even if we just wanted to get X, we have to get everything. So we might as well just get everything, and we've put it all into storage. Now I can access what I want from storage, and that is much quicker. So now we'll get what we want from storage. The X, the Y, the Z, and the dimension. So we'll do data, modify storage, ID temp. We'll call it. Do you want to autofill player data for me? No? Okay, you'd be like that. Player data.x. Set from storage. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, I've put a dot there. That's a bit silly. There we go. That's probably why it wasn't auto-filling it. Set from storage, ID temp. And we're going to set it from player data. And we want to go into full. And now we have access to all the players' data. We will grab their position from the first element of the position array. And so that's 0, 1, 2, corresponding to X, Y, Z. So let's copy that line, because these next two lines are basically going to be identical, but we'll have X, Y, Z. X is coming from 0, Y is coming from 1, and Z will be coming from 2. And now I want the player's dimension as well, because I want them to be able to use these across dimensions. So let's paste that in, and we'll say player data dot dimension, and we'll get that from player data dot full dot dimension with a capital D, just to be confusing. Now I suppose it's up to you really. Do you want to do capital D, so they're both the same? Up to you, your choice. I'm going to use a small one. Right, now inside ID temp player data we have access to, well, we have access to full. We have access to everything. But nice, we have access to X, Y, Z dimension. So let's pass that across using a macro. So function copy data to empty gem. Yeah, that seems alright. Copy. No, that would be copying it to our hand. We want to store data on gem with storage ID temp player data. Save. Okay. Let's go over to store data on gem, and let's just do a say home control copy. Let's get 4 of these, and let's put in our X, our Y, our Z, and our dimension. Save that. Okay, so we're going to use it. That'll do the function. It will come to use return. It'll come down here. We don't have one in our offhand. We don't have any data on it. We're going to get the data we need from the player. We're going to pass that to the function, and then we're just going to display the data. Okay. Let's have a little test. Yoink. Let's go and stand somewhere. Stand somewhere obvious. Let's stand on here. Okay. Well, let's put a block on that and do a 15, 57, 31. Okay, so that's rounded up. These are our exact coordinates, which is good enough. Cool. And overworld. Nice. Okay. But we haven't actually put that onto the gem. All we've done is display it on the screen. So instead of just using a say, let's use an inline item modifier, and we'll stick in these values. Let's put a little message first, because that's super simple. Tell raw, add s, a little bit of text. That's a text, a little bit of text. What should we say? Coordinates saved. There we go. Okay, let's add the coordinates using an item modifier. I am going to use the line splitter again, so let's Alt 92. I don't have that on my keyboard. I have to do Alt 92 to get it. Okay, item modifier time. Let's do it. Let's do it as a not as a macro first, and then we can check it's working. So we'll do item modify entity at s. Now it's only ever in my main hand. Let's just start typing weapon main hand. So weapon main hand. Open. Right, let's use our line splitter. Let's go on to the next line. And we want a function. So let's do open one function. Actually, I want two functions, don't I? So, well, this is going to be one function. Let's do another function there. Let's do some line splitting. I don't like it when it does that. It makes it hard for you to see. Okay, so we're going to have two item modifiers, one in there and one in here. Let's do this first one. It's going to be... Actually, I might just line split again there. And then we'll have our function between those two things. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Okay, we will have function. The function of this will be Minecraft. And what do we want? Set components. Set components. Now you're unhappy because, well, because that is in there. Dear me, that was a palaver. Okay, so we've got Minecraft function, Minecraft set components. Yeah, coming before that bracket there. We will have a comma. Let's go on to the next line. That will consist of Minecraft, what component? Custom data. Okay. Let's have a little look. Oh, we haven't said component. Oh, silly me, sorry. Set components. Let's go back to that bit. Set components. What components would you like to set? I'm going to go to the next line again. I would like to set, please, Minecraft custom data. I wonder, do you know, should we make this using Miso? No, let's type it. Minecraft custom data. Okay. Well, just put your custom data in there. Okay, now it's unhappy because I'm not telling it what data to put in. And this one's unhappy because there's nothing in there. Okay, so custom data. This is going to be a bit strange looking, this one. I'm going to need this as an escape character, so let's just get that by itself without the space. I, first of all, want some curly brackets. Right, let's put our custom data in here. I want return true. So it's going to have the return true still. And then I want a return full true. Remember I said we were going to have the return full data as well. And we're going to want that to be enclosed in speech marks. And we're going to want that to be enclosed in speech marks. And now it's just going to say, well, I'm unhappy. Now we have to escape those. Escape. 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 Okay, let's keep going. I am going to have x. X is going to equal... let's just put 1. Let's just put a number in there. And then we'll have y. Y is going to equal, let's say 2. And Z, oh, need the speech marks. Z is going to equal 3. That looks all right. And we need the dimension. Which I believe would be saved as Minecraft Overworld. So, Minecraft Overworld. Ooh, doesn't like them. Right. Let's escape all these little speech marks because they're unhappy with me. Escape them all. I might be wrong on that dimension, but we're going to be copying over our own data anyway. This is just for testing. Okay, that looks all right. It seems happy. Well, let's fill in this next function. This one, let's just do this all on one line because this is going to be quite a bit shorter. So we'll just put it all in there on one line. We will just do function. The function will be to Minecraft set name. We'll have a name, and let's call it returner, but with data. Okay, let's save that. Right, I like it. Let's test it though. Does it work? Let's get rid of this bit as well. We don't need that bit anymore. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's go back. Let's do a bibbidi-boo, bibbidi-boo. Let's do... Aha, coordinates saved, and it says returner data, so that's pretty good. Let's do a data get on it. We can now see... yeah, we've got a Minecraft overworld there. We've got an X, a Y, and a Z, and we've got return full. Okay, that's good. That seems like everything we need. Actually, now if I use this, now it's saying gem has data. Now we're running the gem has data. Okay, so I could put that in my offhand, gem in offhand, gem has data. Okay, so gem having data is what we're going to do next time. That will be the teleport, and we'll do the copying to the offhand as well. But we've got to finish this because at the moment I shouldn't have deleted those things because I need to put them in now. We need to turn this into a macro. X, obviously I don't want X to be X. I want it to be the X that I passed it in the macro, and Y we'll have as being Y, and Z we'll have as being, I think you can probably guess it's going to be a Z, and then I reckon we could just get rid of all of that because that is all being saved. Could we do a little test actually? Let's do a data get from storage id temp player data dot dimension Minecraft overworld. That should work. That should be fine. So let's replace all of that there with... It's a bit confusing. It was down here, and because I made the line shorter, it's jumped up over to the end of the other line. There we go. With dimension, let's tell you are using past data. Let's save that. It feels good. Let's do a reload. Let's sneeze and throw that one away and get ourselves a new one. Let's stand on here. Let's do our shift, bonk. Coordinates saved, returner data, data get. Oh, data get selected item. And we now have an X, a Y, a Z. We have Minecraft overworld. Return full. Yeah, okay, looks good. Right, we stored the data onto the gem. And we've already, I am cutting it fine. So it's going to end there rather than stop halfway through a function or something. I think that's a good place to stop. We've got the data stored onto the item. Next time, what we'll do is we will continue on with these two functions here. We will check, are they trying to copy data? And we will check, are they trying to teleport? Okay. Boink, boink. We'll do that tomorrow. So, have a great day, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.